let's bring in retired Major General David Fraser, CTV military analyst and former commander of NATO forces in southern Afghanistan. Major General, thank you very much for being here with us today.
Renee, good to be with you.
Now, Israel's attack on Iran targeted missile sites, but apparently spared oil and nuclear ones. Now, we knew Israel was going to retaliate for that missile barrage from Iran. Is this a more measured scope than expected?
I think this is the long expected, repost to what Iran did, and it is measured because it's gone after military targets and not economic targets. So, military to military, it is proportional. Israel is defending itself from being attacked by Iran. Iran have said what we expect them to say is they've got the right to defend themselves. I think, quite frankly, this could be the end of the exchange of fire between these two nations. And, it's probably the best news of a bad news story that it was only military targets and unfortunately 4 killed. But it was done at night to, again, mitigate damage and, collateral damage to innocent civilians.
Let's dive into that a little bit further. What makes you say that this could be the end of the conflict?
Well, because, Iran attacked Israel. Israel has been talking for some time about, how are they going to reply of the attack onto Israel? And now that they have replied, anything more from either side would be an escalation, furthermore than what it already is now. And, Israel's had a lot of time to consider what to do. They've gone through, was it economic targets, and what they've chosen are military targets. And, in a war, military going after military, is justifiable. Military going after civilians is not justifiable. And so I think at this stage of the game, both sides have got what they're looking for the short term, which would suggest to me that this might be the end of this round of exchange of fire.
How were these strikes conducted?
Renee, these strikes would have been done with precision-guided munitions. Israel has had a lot of time to look at aerial surveillance and intelligence about where to go after. They would have had GPS-guided, satellite-guided munitions to go after this to mitigate the collateral damage to innocent people. And the fact that they've gone after military targets at night where most people wouldn't have been working during the day suggests to me that they have done a very measured, calculated, precise attack against Iran in response to Iran's attack on them.
The fact that, this was measured, as you say, what do you think is behind that? Is it U.S. pressure? Is it something else?
Well, I think it's all about, both leaders of Iran and Israel don't want a wider war. I don't think either one wants that. But at the same time, you can't, not reply when you have been attacked by another nation, like Israel was attacked by Iran. There has to be a reply of some sort. I mean, Israelis, citizens are looking at their prime minister, say, what are you going to do? But so again, Iran looks at this and will probably say, okay, you attacked our military sites. We would have had air defense to protect them. And, and so that's a tit for tat and we should be done. And, at the same time, this doesn't mean the war is over. Hezbollah has fired in support of the attack against Israel. The war carries on, but it is political calculus that would suggest that, this might be the end. And we go back to, unfortunately, what we've been talking about both in Gaza and Lebanon.
That is right. We'll have to leave it there. That is our time. Thank you very much, as always, for being here with us today.
Renee, thank you.
That is retired Major General David Fraser, CTV military analyst and former commander of NATO forces in southern Afghanistan.